Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. I wanted to go over my retail watch list of what I consider to be my personal. This is not for advice. This is only for me, my personal watch list, and I would like for others to join and follow, keeping record. But I want to go and talk about where I left off at on my last video, which was today is the 5th November. It was yesterday, and I actually finished up with off here at Atkins Steel, and I completed here SB. No, it was WMGI. So this was yesterday's these three, and what did we get in one day? So from last night, and I did not take the order. This is where we took off at. Kind of give you a good sense of what's taking place. And this video here may be a little longer, maybe a little bit more lengthier than my others. I'm trying to keep them short, but at the same time, this is more breaking down the rest of these here and just keeping a record log. And then I will go into more individual breaks of each one of them. This is on a daily basis, and I like to bring it out to more of a monthly, just so. And then of course throughout the days and the weeks, we have better performances and a lot of pops, seems like. And now let me go back to this one here. So this one did take, and then okay, cool. Dismount, right? Okay. So in one day, take a look at this. One day, I chose this one here on last night, and today, if we go into it, of 4 hours, it gapped up from $21 to $29, and this was the last night's pick. And yeah, this is where I'm at with a lot of this. I'm actually, and as you can tell, you can see a lot of the this pages, everything is new, and so this is a new concept of structure that I'm gonna have to get used to and get the timing right, get a feel of what's taking place on a lot of the predictions, and get more consistent with. We're gonna have a lot of these, with the beginning of the day. So not too bad from the first three. That was actually a down day today, and is now starting to finish back up to the upside. So throughout the actual day, it was actually, this is a 4 hour, so it was actually a down day earlier when I was looking at this, and now it's actually closed halfway, pushing back on up, which is a good sign as well. And still, these, this here is one as well. It took off today, and it's coming back. So, and I'm gonna leave these alone after this here, and just kind of, like I say, allow these to play on out over the months, and see where they actually end up being at. So I may have some a little bit better drawn out, and we'll go into more details with them a little later. Now I'm going to start getting into the ones I've chose for today here on the watch list. So we have, what's this, Lakeland Bancorp, and we look like we're currently at 1701 or so, and I would actually have an idea, safely stop back in 13 and decide if I really would like to go and tackle that 19 or so. Right now we're currently still in a sale, and a lot of this matters into what we do here in this consolidating range, within this range. But we currently still are in a sale, but we are pushing to the higher side. Okay, let's go to CHIX, Global X Feds, MCI, and we want to assume that this is the range, and we don't want to go back any further than something of $13 on it, trying to reach that 19. COW, COW, I like to say Barclays Bank, PLC. I'm looking at a down sale, but currently pushing for higher highs. We're currently around $47, and I want to see us get on up and try to get into the 50s and see what we accomplish. But right now, currently, these are just this is also it was a buy, but at the same time it was a short buy. Ready now buys, things that I think are actually giving ideas of what I'm expecting. So I would obviously 25 and seeing what it would do gradually within this current, not $29 going on $30, 29, 30. It seems like it's a clear shot up to this 35 from there. But if we do have a pullback, then I would expect us to get on back and hold support here on 22. And I have a little list here. Let's see, that's the bottom of my list. So okay, good deal. So that was the one we chose there, and now we're on CHIQ. I guess I'm looking at this as a watch of a sale, possibly right in this area of the 18, and we're currently at 18.15, and 18.49 is, I see it, how this finish out for the month. If we're pushing through that, then we're looking good. If we're starting to slow down and hesitate getting towards the end of the month, then of this November, then we want to start to pay attention to that before we push for higher highs. But overall, it does look like a higher high is coming in direction of this. Now we do have a major drop off of volume, so participation of sales went away dramatically, while prices are still pushing higher on lower participation. CNI, we have a Canadian National Railroads. So our Canadian National Railroads here, we are stretching out. We have getting to some high points, I would agree, and we could definitely say here's a support area. If I can get all this, I did that right. Okay, get the color correct. And so I would say a support area, and even lower. And then we also have another, and we're still looking for higher highs, and we may go ahead and continue to climb in a gauge. Things are getting a little tighter. The volume is not there. The prices are still pushing up high, and there we go. But that's what I will look at. Start having a close eye. This one here, I don't have it. So this one was actually a sale in my eyes, and I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what things may take place. But currently on the shares of regional nationalist banks is we have a buy. Although we're right here and we're pushing through, or we're approaching our resistance area, we want to see how we finish off with the approach of this here. So this is not a current buy or anything like that, and if we do get up here, then I'm looking for a pullback coming back, and possibly. So it's just picking battles of what I see. Here on Vesco's DB, we have the multi-com sectors of agriculture and ETFs. Okay, alright, so we got a lot of agriculture here on ETFs. Seems like agriculture on ETFs. I know we've been having some horrible time. We have a strong buy here coming in. Not sure what's going on, and I consider that to be a strong buy. Of course, it's gonna play around, and it may even come back to that particular area, but I still hold. I see things holding, and we want to see how much of a hold we actually get. So I would have an ideal stop somewhere in that fashion for right now. Well, really more so up here. If I was entering now, looking to enter now, and go ahead and, because we don't want to get that to that point, because once it gets within this range, then we're expecting it to get to that downside, so we want to have it a little further out. Okay, so I'll just leave it there, and I'll just bring two of them in so we have an idea. See how that plays out over the course of history. Okay. So we got ASHS, and we're at 26.19 currently. We have some support, and this is one of those having to look at it a little bit more. If I didn't draw in my actual stops, then I would be a little bit wary about it. It could actually break down again and get here before it actually gives us another bounce back to the upside. So let's definitely get, obviously, some kind of support there and see where we go. This was a sale from the get-go. This is one I was, you can see it from a whole perspective. Everything is blah blah blah, down down down, big wave. But I was on a pop-up, and this was not on a monthly basis at the time, or I was inside of it. And you gotta know what's going on with it, even on those short deals, because you want to get in and get out. Get your deal, get in, get out, and be out, because it's we see where it's heading at this point. Okay, so yeah, this is just one I had on. Ooh, let me allow me to take this off, because this definitely does not need to be on the list. All right, so this is the list here that we have for the 5th of November 2019, going all the way back up. And I can just I haven't technically looked at much of these even throughout the day or whatever. So they're looking pretty good now. I don't know if this is for the day or the month. That might have been another high pop up. Let me go back to that. That may be another high pop up. Let me look into this for the actual 4 hour. I think so. Yeah, because I chose these. This is on the 13th. I chose these. I'm saying on the 3rd. I'm sorry. I chose these on the 3rd. These are my initial original ones, and then a couple days later, I chose 3 more here. AKS up to this pop-up W Right Management Group, and these here I chose today here on the 5th below. And this is definitely one. These here above are all from the 3rd. So this was another pop-up from $38 up to $39 and climbing. just on a so that's what I want to kind of get a feel of and play the odds. I don't know about playing the odds. That sounds like something else I don't even know too much about. But this right here, see, let's go into that. Okay, it didn't pop up, it climbed up. Okay, so we'll just stay in the 4 hour and see what takes place. Yeah, we have some pop-ups. I mean, we coming from 62 to 65. Yeah, 62 to 65. That's a nice choo-choo. That's a nice cha-ching. I like to see this ching-ching. So I need to look at putting my orders in and letting things do what they do. Let's see what's going on here. That definitely did not go pop up. That took a pop down. If I was in on the third. Fourth. Yeah, so that's not one. That's a get out. Well, on a larger scale, it may still be a buy. No. Let me get this right here. So how you get there, because that's where you good. That's where you look like you're heading. Are you slowing down? Are you slowing down? You do not look like you're slowing down. You look like you need to be X'd up out of the situation. I'll tell you what. We're going to notify that this is a get out moment right now. Anything else, we'll come back and look at that another day. But it's not a buy. So, it's not a buy. Don't need to be in it. Creating a lie. I like to see them going da-da-wah. Da-da-wah. And if we go to the 4 hour, what did you do in the past 3 days? Alright. You're doing something. Okay. Good grief. Another drop. Equities brought it up. So it had its equity earnings, I'm sorry. And we're on a incline, and we want to see on a bigger scale what's second place. So we did have a drop from there. We did have increase in volume. We're still holding currently, and now from this slow climb, I would go ahead and look to get out. Put my stops much closer. Now on the actual day, we will go with of course that's not gonna work. It's gotta be something else going on. Look at it. Alright. Let's go with that. And if we can't get past that, then we need to come out of it. But no more drops. Monthly still looking good so far on that one as well. That might have been a nice spike. Was that the spike? Was that a was a past couple days. Yeah, past couple days. You go from 31 to top of 31, 32. So it's looking like I'm having better success on 24-hour turnaround. 72, 24 to 72 hour turnaround. So because we have yeah, and this is the last one actually. So if we started on the 4th or so, yeah. So we went from 176 to 180, and we approached 181 and 182, and we're still here at 180 after today, after a couple days, and that is the last one. So we've seen like we had maybe 2 or so that were to the down, and the rest out of this, whatever, 11, 13. Have a good day. Appreciate you watching, spending time with me on my watch list, and we're gonna look forward for predicting this down the road here, hopefully, or adding on to it. Thank you.